This is the Levels Network. I am Justin Horo, joined by the Triple OG, Willie Mason.
Yeah.
OG, let's start off with gamers. We're just talking about it offline.
What does a streamer do? I was looking at KD just schooling that little yesterday going, sit back.
Yeah.
What does he do like that speed dude? He just goes around. I want to see him going around the World Cups and shit, just trying to be famous.
Yeah, so for context, and Luca, you can jump in. Have you got the mic going for this as well? Or maybe you can add some... Nah, it's not working, unfortunately. Come just through the door and speak to us and we can... we'll, a little bit willy-nilly to start the episode, but obviously streaming, there are different levels of streaming or different formats of streaming. People play the online,
Call of Duty and that.
I was going to say World of Warcraft. That's how old I am. Call of Duty, Fortnite's another example of people playing online against each other.
So people watch these guys play?
There are also people, and gambling on it. You can gamble on streamers playing sports, esports they call it as well.
I did catch myself watching God of War, watching other people. Is it God of War? Whatever that dude is, he's like a Spartan and he goes around like just kills all the Greek mythology, all these like Zeus and everything like that.
Is he a noob?
I don't know what he is, but I found myself watching it on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's how fucking cool it was. I think it's called God of War.
So this speed guy is a big streamer,
He's that.
right?
IRL streamer.
Okay, IRL streamer. Yeah, in real life. And he was on an episode of Impulsive with Logan Paul and Kevin
he was
Durant.
sitting next to him all fruity and then fucking KD goes,
The energy was off.
Back up. That's exactly what I would do. Fuck move, mate.
Yeah. So that's what we're talking about anyway. We were talking about that as we were about to roll the up. I said, let's start the episode with that. So there you go.
Streamers and they get paid a shitload. Mad. Good on them.
It's funny, this the world we live in now and
that's the difference, right? What you said before, sorry. Like KD's earned everything that he's got.
Yeah.
And this dude just streams games and thinks he can sit on the same fucking table with KD. No.
Well, what I mean by that is
old school, bro.
There's a difference between having to earn your stardom and celebrity through hard work, whether, that's been an athlete, whether that's been like a legitimate actor, or there is different forms of social media and content now where you can you strive to be famous by doing either
dumb shit.
Like a prankster or,
man. I'm glad we don't have that many in Australia, man.
It's growing.
I know it's growing. I know it's growing.
Yeah.
Sneeko, is it? That got slapped up by that fucking... Is it Sneeko? I've seen him as well.
Yeah,
There's a lot of viral shit that just comes on my thing.
Yeah.
Does real shit like that. And that, who's the UFC fighter, just slapped the shit out of him? The fucking crazy dude?
I'm not too sure. Oh, what's his name? Strickland?
Yeah, Strickland. That dude.
Yeah,
I'm like, what are you doing to these dudes? Like, these guys trained killer.
Yeah.
And he just beat the shit out. I'm like, what are you doing? Just for views and that. I'm like, that's not worth it, bro. Not with that man. Not a UFC champion.
Strickland's about that life.
And he wanted to flog you.
He wants that.
And usually guys like that I've seen, they take it a little bit easy, but Strickland went ham.
Yeah.
You wanted to hurt him.
Yeah.
Because you don't fuck with a dude like
he's
that.
funny, Strickland. He's an entertaining watch.
I love it. Anyway.
Let's get into the show. Let's get into it. Before we get into it, mate, BSC, cans in Coles. We tell you every week because they're available and they are flying off the shelves. And it's the easiest way to get the BSC cans. Nice and easy. Go and do your shop at the start or the end of the week.
Online, Uber them.
Ooh, Uber.
Hey,
oh, yeah, you
Uber
can do.
on Coles, bang.
Yep.
Sometimes I get a little bit lazy at home.
Yep.
Uber, Coles, bang, groceries.
Well, we need to add an extra sponsorship.
We need to do that, mate.
It's a shout out. But shout out to BSC.
Sorry, I was cooking a ragu the other day, and I needed tins of tomatoes, some nice tomatoes. I didn't want to go down the shop. It was pissing down rain. Bang, straight there.
Damn, we needed that sponsorship. Let's get them on board. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed, left us comments. The comments, we'll get to that straight off the bat. Warriors fans, I hear you.
Talking to you, Warriors fans.
You are loud. You carry on when you're winning. You're loud. You're passionate. You're an excited audience. And when you lose or a call goes against you, you are even louder. I've heard you. We will address it to begin with. Thank you to everyone who's followed us on Instagram, TikTok, or left us review on Apple or Spotify. Like I said, it all helps, even if it's negative and even if some of you are way too over the top. But I thought this was a really good one from Kurt Dell. Love the breakdown, boys, as always. But respectfully, the no call on Tamati Martin was the howler of the year. It's little wonder that the Warriors fans feel their team gets dubbed. If that were the Storm, Salmon would get sent off immediately and they kick the penalty for the win. So, like I said, 300 comments for a review game is crazy.
Did you read them all?
I do, yeah. I go through, as in, no, I read the initial comments, and then some of the initial comments might have 10, then there's some support, there's some people going back. People get really nasty in there with each other, which I'm not like. No. If anyone's been watching us for a while now, they know that we're super balanced. The love that we get, we don't go too over the top, but we also do get hate every now and again. The one thing I disagree with, and I didn't like, so people were criticising us for having a biased take, right? So off the back of it, a couple of things to remember. One, Mase was at the game. I showed you a replay. We'll talk about the actual incident. So Mase was at the game as an ambassador. He was, in the crowd. You can imagine when he goes to the game, people don't leave him alone. Yeah. So you don't get to watch every aspect of the game. Now, we have to break down the games on the Monday. It was a big issue to you guys at the Warriors. But for me, I have to watch all 8 games over the weekend too. So when I was watching it, like I said, my first instinct was 50-50.
Yeah.
I watched it and I went, yeah, it went on. Corey Parker was talking about it a lot. I was like, yeah, he's adamant it should have been a penalty. I'm probably like, yeah, it's probably a penalty. After rewatching it and showing you, Mase, I'll get my opinion now is should have been a penalty for sure. I still think there were some factors and that led me to my original 50-50 call, which was he had full momentum. I hate how there was a picture of Tamari Martin and the contact with Jamin Salmon, and the ball is like it's takes
a still 0.1 second to get to that.
The way the ball can so quickly get to that position, and when you got full momentum and
that's just another frame. That's all that is of another picture.
Correct, yeah. And Jamin Salmon's obviously trying to get kick pressure. It's the end of the game. Despite all that, for me, it's a penalty. And the other thing about being biased, because I do the podcast with you, and you know this more than anyone, you might I suppose we're slightly biased towards teams that we play, as in we want to see them
But
win.
You're definitely not.
I could care less if the Bulldogs win the game. And I could care less if the Warriors win the game. So when I talk about games, I think a lot of people who've watched us for a while, for the most part, know that
we're diplomatic.
We're very diplomatic when it comes to things like this. So penalty, but I disagree with the suspension. I think it was late. I don't think it was just like a number of hits, when you slow it down frame by frame and you see the contact when it's around here, I thought obviously Jamin Salmon come off worse, but that's my take on it up until that point. You watched the
I saw it. I just saw it. Like I didn't look at it at the game because they didn't show replays. I just looked at Salmon and he was walking off with blood all over his shirt. And I'm like, what the fuck happened then? Because the play went on.
Yeah.
So you didn't really see it until they it paused a little bit, and everyone was like, "Oh shit, must have been a head collision." So they didn't really show it on the big screen at all, like it is on like Fox or KO or Channel 9 or whatever it is. So then I just watched it a couple of times, and I'm like, Salmon is putting kick pressure on. If you understand, if you've ever been in a game like that, when the game's on the line, you do anything to win that game, right? He's a left-footed kicker, Tamari Martin, left.
I think so.
I think so.
Chanel's left.
I don't know.
He's right.
Anyway, he's putting kick pressure on. He's trying to save the game. What I looked at was the intent. Was there any intent to hit Tamari Martin? No, there wasn't. He didn't change levels at all. He just ran into him.
Yeah.
And it was a head clash. Yeah. Like there was no changing levels, dipping, hitting the shoulder in the head, because it was his head on Tamari Martin's head.
Yeah.
Like he broke his own jaw. So there was no intent to try and hurt Tamari Martin. It was a head collision. It was just a little bit late. And I'm not saying it was fucking it's penalty worthy or anything like that. I just think it was just a play gone wrong. But in the context of it all, if you're a Warriors fan, I can understand why you think it was a penalty. Because the game's on the line and you guys are going shit. Yes. That's why, and everything's going against you guys at the moment. You needed that fucking win because you probably regret that at the end of the year when you miss those opportunities when you should ice the game. That's what hurts. Games like this hurt.
Yeah.
It'll hurt you at the end of the year.
Well, a huge factor is them not winning the game, which would have been very hard because the way that they were defending, the way they were playing with the troops that they had, that's a factor as well. But the hardest part, I think, for them is that it makes it really hard for them now to make the 8. So
I agree that it could have been a penalty. So that's up to the referee's interpretation. That's not on anyone else, bar the refs.
Okay.
And the fucking bunker. That's all responsibility to those guys, not podcasters, people on NRL's 360, Channel 9. It's not up to us. This is just our perspective, right?
Yeah.
That's all it is. You can sit at home and be a Warriors fan and sook all you want. You're not going to get your fucking 2 points.
Well,
but it's the bunker's fault and the referee's fault because he can't come out the next fucking day and go, it should have been a penalty. Stop doing that, NRL.
Perfect.
Can you stop doing that? Because
Graham
no
Anderson.
other fucking sport does that. Should have been a penalty. We'll suspend him for 3 weeks. So what? Like, we don't get the 2 points, so I understand from Warriors fans the frustration. I could feel it. I feel it, but I'm like, you can't sit here and go fucking hammer us on fucking comments, which I don't give a shit about that anyway. But
that's fine. That's fine.
That's you just venting, right? It's been 3 or 4 days now. It's just like, now I looked at it. He didn't change levels. He didn't mean to hit him in the head. It was just something that went wrong. Bunker's fault, referee's fault.
Very quick reaction time. A couple of points there, and I love a couple of things that you mentioned. Graham Anderson continually throwing his referees and decisions and the bunker reviews under the bus. I'm all for penalising. Just say if it's similar to a game, right? Or if you deem the hit from Jamin Salmon to be late
and dirty and intent, there was none of that.
If you do deem that, then he gets suspended. Now, if you deem that was the wrong decision and the video referee misses it,
he plays on.
No, you act accordingly. Like you don't need to come out and we will find out what the decision is or how you view it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, if there was nothing wrong with it, and just say he wouldn't get suspended for 3 weeks, right?
No, my point is they've got to have more accountability in-house and just drop Adam G as video referee for the next 3-4 weeks.
But I was thinking, like, just say if you fuck up in that game, you would show the supporters, right? If he didn't get suspended, there was nothing in it. So you sort of like just stick up for your players and your referees and that and go, well, we're not going to suspend him because we thought there was nothing intent and nothing malicious about it. But there fucking was in your eyes because you suspended him for 3 weeks.
Yeah, okay.
So you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So if you didn't get suspended straight away for 3 weeks, the Warriors fans would have went, okay, we'll try and find a little bit of even ground here. But they can't. He got suspended for 3 weeks. Tamari Martin's out. They lost their 2 points. They just get fucking hammered, so I can see why you're frustrated.
Yep.
I would be frustrated as well.
Yep. And my big thing is now, so Graham Anderson has been in charge for football operations for 2019.
Get Bill Harrigan in.
The definition for me of insanity, and people know this, is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So if you don't tweak this system, and this is a larger issue, and we've talked about this last week,
pretty bad, about
having the interpretation lessened by having a couple of bunker reviews, because I'll tell you right now, this was the first game on, I think it was the first game on Super Saturday. Were you out there at 3 p.m.?
Yeah.
So like I said, I called the game on Thursday and Friday night for SEN. I'm telling you right now, I have no intel. We don't know anyone at the referees. We don't know anyone within the NRL for the last couple of weeks. I feel like, or specifically on this weekend in particular, referees were told to lighten the punishment or penalties for contact in and around the head. There were a couple of times during the games that I was calling where players were lying down, grabbing their neck or grabbing, and they made them get up. So
fucking very fine lines, a grey area. That's very grey.
If that was indeed the chat, and I can understand why potentially Adam G called it the way he did. Like, he missed, in my opinion, he missed it being late. Even though if you break it down milliseconds, you do see that it's very hard for Jamin Salmon to pull out. But my opinion, it should have been a penalty after watching it back.
We got away. I can admit now we got away with it because if you go by the rules and everything, like, it should have been a penalty, right? Because I'm like, okay, well, we got away with one there. It's like, and you just got to take your wins, right? But I'm like, don't think for a second, people at home, that they're not sitting around like these little refs and the game just going, okay, well, let's start. What do you think they go on these blitzes? Make sure you touch the fucking ball with your foot or penalise everything. Crushes. They go through that shit, right? They go through these little fucking meetings and they have these little blitzes and then they just come in like last week, let shit slide, and then fucking maybe 3 or 4 weeks they'll suspend people and that's all we want is consistency with the refs, right? Yeah. I get it. It's a fucking hard job, but you're getting paid a shitload of money. Do the fucking thing right.
Yeah. Yep. So it's an ongoing issue. It's a larger issue. I can understand the frustrations from the Warriors fans. In summary, I love the way that Webby's handling everything that's been thrown at the club. The decision obviously is not going to make going to make it so much harder for you guys to make the 8. In a way, I'm watching the Warriors at the moment. They showed some really good signs in the last couple of weeks. But the positions they've been in and the positions they've let slip is the reason the Warriors are not in the 8, not this particular decision.
Don't blame this game.
It doesn't help. The way Webby's handling it, he 100% seen it. He probably thought it was a penalty, but he doesn't allow any excuses. That's what I love about Webby. And I got a DM from a fan, and just to sort of put a bow on this and move on with it. I had a fans because we've got a lot of support in New Zealand and a lot of Warriors fans that watch us. They're like, you should be more pro Warriors and help us out. Like that's not why we do this podcast.
I don't help anyone out.
I don't think we'd be respected from Warriors fans if we were pro Warriors all the time. Man. We've got to, in our opinion, I've got to call it the way I see it. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. I'm not like, it doesn't bother me.
We're not trying to grow a game in New Zealand, or like we're just pundits, right? Like we're just like, we love the game, we comment on the game. Like we're not sitting here like with an agenda with the Bulldogs or an agenda with any other team that I like. Like we just sit here diplomatically and just talk about the game. That's why people love the show. We're not sitting here fucking pumping the Warriors up. Go Warriors, because we've got fucking shitload of fans. I respect the shit out of the Warriors, the club, the players, the whole of New Zealand. Is that not enough?
Plenty.
That's enough.
That's our job. Okay, mate, let's get into some. Well, this is a reply as well from the episode, and this one's from JR, who's obviously a big fan of the show. He sends in some really good stuff for us to talk about. It's always a highlight when you two get into a debate, the CAPEWELL-MYLES comparison. Up there with the Lockie Galvin has the same build as Nicho Hines chat a few weeks back. And I got to give points victory to Mase running the negative arguments on both occasions, but keep on trucking, Hoz, you will eventually get him. So he's obviously, JR agrees with you on both occasions.
Yeah.
And this one's from Andy Lee. I love the potty lads. Quick fact check. Nate Myles has only won one Wally Lewis medal, which had me rattled too, by the way, and agreed CAPEWELL isn't in the same conversation though. So both Jay and Andy agree with you, Mace, and the stats back it up. Nate Myles, 233 games, 32 origins. He's won 21 of them and obviously won Wally Lewis medal. Kurt Capewell's 150 NRL games. Congratulations, by the way. Just played that on the weekend. 11 origins. He's only won 5 of them, but he's got a premiership. So there you go. That's a nice little tick in his box. I think he played in a couple of grand finals now, but just the one premiership. My argument was never Kurt Capewell was better than Nate Myles. My argument was he's been a great servant for Queensland and a guy that they can rely upon. Now, the stats are probably not as good as...
Don't even bring that. Wait till Kurt Capewell's retired at least.
Yeah, well, he's probably got one more series left in him, so they're not going to improve that much.
Maybe one more game.
Funny, we had a chat with Nate Dogg this morning before we come in. We were discussing it. We asked him how many, because with the New South Wales team, they have the Brad Fittler medal, which is just
the best of New South Wales.
Yeah, we asked Nate who got the player of the year for Queensland in those, and he didn't even know because he said
he got that many.
We're too busy just celebrating.
he goes, we're too busy celebrating player. If you know Nate Myles, he's the best like that.
Yeah,
and he's like they got Peter Jackson Award and someone else as well. And he got a shitload of them. He's just being very modest, and he would have got at least 3 or 4 because I thought the Wally Lewis was that, but Wally Lewis is this whole series, right?
Both teams.
So we got that, and I'm pretty sure he would have grabbed about 3 or 4 man of the series for Queensland.
So 21 games gets him 7 series if he plays all of them.
And he dominated about 3 or 4 of those.
And I believe those awards are, I think for the most part, are they player voted? So like he would have been highly respected during those times.
And he's a guy that everyone loved to play with. Yeah. Him, Sammy Thaiday. The backs obviously had a superstar back line, but those forwards, they did a job. Like Petro himself, Sammy Thaiday. That was a linchpin in those wins. Those 8 series, those 3 blokes played in all of them.
Yep.
And they were just fucking hard to handle. Nate was just an animal. He's great. He's doing a great job. He's a Queensland manager now. Like, what have been just answering the phone at 7:30 in the morning? Nate, how many did you win? He goes, and he was just it's that cocky, swaggy Queensland. He goes, no, we were just too busy. We were too busy partying and celebrating our series wins, quote unquote.
All right, this one's about another semi. We talked about semi Friday. Got one from looks like Damani Upali. Apologies for the pronunciation. Love your work, fellas. Listen every week. As good to get some expert opinions to help me with a few of our boys' tipping comps I'm in. But quick question. I'm a close mate of Sam Tagatese.
Yeah.
Taggers. How was it playing the big fella?
He was a good hitter. I remember
really
one year, I think I was at Newcastle and I think he was coming through. I think it was about 2013. And this is when you could still fight, right? And I think he put a late shot on, I think either MYLES or Tyron Roberts, and we just sort of like grabbed each other and just both made a business decision like, fuck off. You know what I mean? I think it was like I was like, oh, what'd you do that for? And he's like, well, what are you going to, I'm like, right, fuck it. Too old for this shit. Great hitter, great leg speed. He could play, man. He could really play.
Before we move, like not to bring the salmon incident up again, or even the Sifa Talakai game one that happened the night before, where he's got suspended for a couple of games as well. He hit, I think it was it was Sam Verrills after he passed the ball. Sam Tagatese would have been suspended a lot because he committed to his tackles every time. He wasn't a dirty player by no means.
No. Just a proper hitter.
He was an enforcer, a big hitter. That was the best part of his game. I took a few licks.
He'd set real early, and you just like I'd always see with a little bit of footwork, He's fucking hard. You run straight at him, he's going to push you. He's going to rock you.
I remember before I'd got to Manly, I remember there was like this is where I feel like Kieran Foran got his name. Foz got his name. There was a game against Manly versus Titans, maybe when he was playing at the Titans, where he took 2 or 3 licks on Sammy Tagatese in a game, and everyone was like, Kieran Foran is a beast. Like that's when he made his name. And why everyone loved playing with him.
Congratulations, Fozzie, too. Signed another deal.
Yeah, Fozzie, going around again.
You fucking get 350 games. But yeah, Sammy Tagatese, he was a beast, man. About 4 or 5 years, 6 years, he was dominating in the middle there.
Did he play part of the Sharks premiership winning team?
No.
Do you know that?
I'm not sure. I think he just missed it because I know he was there for like 12, 13, 14. Yeah. I'm not sure. I think he went overseas or something. But yeah, great person as well. Yeah, great human.
I met him a couple of times off the field.
Yeah, really nice guy.
Let's stay on the Sharks.
One of those little nice guys that'll just pop your head off.
Yeah.
They're dangerous.
Well, there's no one nicer than this guy at the moment, mate, in the game. This is huge news. And I know it's a little bit off footy related, but shout out to Nicho Hynes, who's been involved in a heroic act over the weekend. This was reported pretty much all throughout the week. Mace, I don't know if you've seen this.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hynes has been open about it, about his own battles with mental health and his intent to help others affected by the condition. It has since emerged the Sharks playmaker, alongside your good mate Daniel Holdsworth and Steve Price, encountered a person contemplating suicide near Wollongong and managed to talk them down. Wow. The story emerged from 2GB. Presenter Spiro, who told his listeners about the incident, which took place on the Seacliff Bridge. The radio presenter stated he had sent a text message, and then Nicho had indeed confirmed it himself. Yeah, mate, it happened with crazy stuff, and then more details. But I just wanted to highlight that. I love, this is the hard thing. Sometimes when we're talking about games and criticising players, there's more to life. He's a really good advocate for mental health, and this is not a guy that just talks it. This guy lives it. Yeah. And shout out to not only Nicho, Steve Price, and Daniel Holdsworth, mate. For
I was just about to say exactly what you said then. Like we tend to judge players just like as a whole just because of their football, right? Like this is all you see. You see 80 minutes of this guy a week, right? Yep. That's all you see, and we tend to judge that person, the whole character on his playing, right? This is real life shit. You know what I mean? So well done to Nicho. You know what I mean? He lives it, he breathes it. He's a great human. Like he's copping a little bit now because of his football. Yeah. This guy's a great human. Let's not forget about that. And he's a human being. Let's not forget about this when we're judging, when we're looking at our favourite players, or, you know what I mean, people out of form, in form. That's just 80 minutes of their life. All the rest, they're family men, they're great people, they're people in their community, they're saving fucking lives. Yeah. So well done, DJ, Steve Price.
Well done, lads.
And Nicho Hynes.
Yeah,
well
awesome work. And like I said, Nicho's going through a tough time himself. Really feel bad for him with the injury.
Yeah, it's worse than is it a season?
I think it's a season.
Sinus and broken ankle. Jeez.
Yeah. So he'll be going
silver
through
lining sometimes.
He's it could be, mate, for him.
Always is.
A bit of a refresh for him and and get 2025 started off in the right way,
he's
because
still
it's been a tough little period for him. And if anyone can handle it, like I've said all along, he's been through a lot and he's helping a lot of people.
fine.
So congrats,
He'll be fine.
Nico. All right, Vegas has been announced, mate. It's official. The NRL have announced the 4 teams that will travel to Vegas next year in 2025. It will be the Canberra Raiders taking on the New Zealand Warriors and the Penrith Panthers to do battle with the Cronulla Sharks. Let's start with the 2 games.
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
It's Vegas. You could have put fucking Coogee Dolphins over there. I'll be there.
All right, sweet. So Canberra, the one thing out of the teams that I'm surprised they didn't have is, obviously
Roosters?
just a Queensland contingent.
Yeah, like Brisbane or the Towns.
Yeah, like Bronco. If you weren't going to pick the Broncos, then maybe the Titans or the Cowboys teams, really stood out, because I feel like
Just
the
the
Cowboys,
Queensland team. Just the Queensland team.
A Queensland team, and someone that's going to be entertaining. And I think the Dolphins.
And I'm thinking
also entertaining.
they've figured out who gives a fuck who we send over. People are going to Vegas.
Okay.
It's an event.
Yep.
We will watch anything over there because it's such an event. It was a great event last year. I reckon if they'd have put that, no one cares about the teams.
No.
You're not really there to watch fucking football. Trust me.
I love that they got the Warriors involved, though.
Warriors will be there. There'll be like 20,000 fucking Wilds fans over there. It'd be great. I think that's, if they weren't going to put a Brisbane team in, that's Queensland, you got the Wilds in there.
Yeah.
You got the whole of Canberra, you got a whole state, and then you got a whole country. It's win-win there.
How many politicians are going to travel? Have they?
So many politicians. That's all free.
Whenever we're at Magic Round or Origin, mate, I'm telling you right now, the influx of Warriors and New Zealand fans is crazy. So,
and New Zealand's going to be packed.
They've also got 2 Super League teams involved in it as well. So Sammy Burgess, Coach Warrington Wolves.
Yeah, Sammy Burgess.
So we'll see Big Sammy over there. And Wigan Warriors are going to be there. That's a really good matchup.
That's massive. The women's game over there as well.
They've got the Jillaroos and the English women's side. And
is this all on one night?
Don't know much. Sunday match.
Because there's fucking 4 games.
4 games. It says
back to back to back to back.
Back to back to back to back.
Going big Nas. They're running it back to back to back.
All right. Let's get to Parramatta coaching before we quickly touch the game. So there have been reports and fears now. Shout out to Brad Arthur, who I believe on the way in I seen had been confirmed.
Leeds.
He said Nova to finish off the year in Leeds, but there is reports that he could be the new coach for the new franchise in Perth moving forward. So new Parramatta coach Jason Ryles could face a fight to keep some of the Eels' best young stars, with reports rivals are plotting to raid the club off the back of they've got one of those clubs, very similar to Titans, a lot of player options, a lot of standard clauses.
But come on, it's fucking Perth. It's not like you're going around the corner.
Yeah, well,
you're going to the other fucking side of Australia.
The interesting thing with this is similar to the relationship that Justin Holbrook had with a number of players.
You want to go to a startup. There's a lot of variables in this decision, right?
Yeah.
Parramatta, you're safe there. You've got a great fan base. It's a fucking well-established club, blue chip club, great fans. It's made. Perth, other side of Australia, new franchise, pressure, wooden spoon probably. For a couple of years, you'll be trying to grind up there.
Yeah. Do you think
it's a bit different?
I've always heard, and this is there have been definitely cases where it hasn't worked, right? But I guess if you look at the most positive form of a startup is the Melbourne Storm, and they always talk about the OGs, about establishing the culture down there to what it is now. Now they got the head coach right, and they got a Craig Bellamy.
They got Chris Anderson first.
Oh, you're correct.
Chris Anderson and then Bellamy. Chris Anderson won premierships, played for Australia, played for New South Wales, well embedded in that. He's a Bulldogs great, Hall of Famer, and he took that whole culture and brought it down to Melbourne.
Yeah.
You need a head coach of that cloth.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, Brad Arthur, he's great. He's a good club coach, decent. You need someone with premierships and someone who's won, who's done it. You know what I mean? So he's been around the block a couple of times. Wayne Bennett will be probably too old by then. He'll probably be retired. Does Craig Bellamy want to go over there? You know what I mean? It's a Ricky Stewart, someone who's been around the game for ages.
This is less to do with what the Perth Bears coach is going to be, and more to do with Parramatta and Jason Ryles figuring out who he wants to keep. So I'll just sort of go.
Sorry, when's Perth coming in?
It could be in a couple of years. This is basically with regards to the player options or the the clauses in the contracts for guys like Dylan Brown, who's really close with Brad, by the way. He's the one that's been touted as the marquee signing. But also with youngster, because Blaise Talangi, because there's another club that has entered the race for him. So according to the Newcastle Herald's, Barry Tui, the Dolphins have emerged as the front runner to sign the 19-year-old. The Queensland outfit joined the Newcastle Knights, St George Illawarra Dragons, and the Eels in the 4-horse race for the youngster. And that's off the back of obviously Talangi declining his player option. Gutho has come out and pledged his willingness to shift from fullback to accommodate the rise if Jason Ryles is indeed willing to do that. Speaking to the media on Tuesday, Gutho admitted, I could care less where I play. I've said it my whole career. I just love playing footy, whether it's on the bench, on the wing, anywhere. He said from the get-go, I've always said I'll move if the coach thinks it's right. So
very admirable, isn't it?
It is. I was looking at the contracts for Parramatta. There's some big decisions to be made for Jason Ryles moving forward. Now, Dylan Brown is the main one, right? So off the back, if a big part of the decision will be trying to sort out Blaise Talangi. Parramatta would obviously like to keep Blaise, you would imagine. He showed real potential.
He's a fucking next man up.
The next one is Dylan Brown. So he's on contract until 2025. Then he's signed to 2031 with a player option. What? Basically every year.
Damn.
The other big one is Mitchell Moses. Now he's signed till 2026, but he has a player option 27-28. And then there's obviously guys like Ryan Madison, the big dogs, Regan Campbell-Gillard, Clint Gutherson, and Junior Barlaw. The first three are till 2025 next year, and then 2026 for Junior. So some big decisions coming up for Jason Ryles.
Big decisions for the players as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you got to speak about Big Junes and Big Reg. Yeah, they'll be hitting 30 when they come off. You know, probably 2 or 3 more years left in them at their peak, I reckon. So
I think there is only a world in which they can keep one of them.
Yeah.
So with Junior signed till 2026, I think it's going to be very hard for them to keep Reggie.
Yeah. Because your main thing is Dylan Brown, keeping him on the books. If you're talking about the Perth thing and BA getting over, saying that BA does get the job, and he has got such a great relationship with those younger players. You know, like he could somehow like get him, but I wouldn't be worried like that if I was Rylesy. I'd be thinking I'm going to keep that core of players for at least the next 3 years.
I would think they can't
but
keep
not
all of
maybe
them.
not Blaise Talangi. I think someone's going to like what's he got next year and that's it. Or
so no, he's free to go now.
He's like,
he had a player
the amount every game that he plays. The money's going up. It's going up and up and up. And can they afford that? Because I think they're nearly at their peak with their fucking salary cap.
I think if Blaise Talangi gets signed now, he's going to go for a number then it's a lot
600,
more.
600-700.
Then they can afford on the cap, and someone's going to have to go pretty much immediately. I'd say probably guys that are off in 2025, you got Gutho. Ryan Madison, Sean Lane.
Those two need big years. Very big years next year to get re-upped at Parramatta.
Oh, and obviously Zach Lomax is on his way. And Gutho said that he's been in communication with Zach the whole time, and Zach's still sweet. He's on his way. So yeah, big. I think in order to keep Blaise, I think they're going to have to let go of one of their OGs.
Oh, they'll let go of like either Lane or Madison. Easily, both of them.
Yeah.
If you're going to, I'd get rid of both of those guys for Blaise Talangi.
Yeah.
Because if they're back rowers.
Yeah.
This is different.
Yeah,
he's different. You got to keep that sort of talent. Yeah. You can make shifts. You can get other players to do a job in the back row. Like
even if he's on the wing to begin with.
Don't give a shit. Keep him on your books. Okay. You can't lose a talent like that.
Yeah.
Like he's our next man up. He's going to be the face of the league in 2 years.
And he's a junior too.
Yes.
Come through
very important.
All right, big fella. You will not be here on Monday too. Here's a bit of an announcement. We've got Piercy coming in. He's going to be doing the show. You're up in Queensland already, so we'll be
doing stuff for Deadly Choices.
Deadly Choices, and we're going to be doing a full review the very next morning after Origin. We'll have Piercy coming in and filling in for you.
Yes.
So he'll obviously take care of the New South Wales side. I'll take care of the Queensland side.
Be good.
As normal. Maybe you can send in our predictions. I'll grab the predictions off you so we can talk about them with Piercy as well. But what do you make of the build-up, mate? It's I guess there's a lot of grey area around some of the injuries recently, but I love the chat.
The glass houses, where's this coming from? Like, it's just He keeps throwing it out, Madge, doesn't he?
Madge, it's worked.
I love it because, as I said, like he's taken a leaf out of the Wayne Bennett book. He's taken pressure off all the players.
Yep.
I haven't seen anything from any player. Like nothing. It's just all been like Gordon Tallis, MG saying some stuff, Glass Houses, Billy. Like it's just that's all it's been. Is just all the journos just been talking some shit, and all he says is Glass Houses. And that's all. This is how fucking big Origin is. All he's said is Glass Houses, and look what they've done with it.
Yeah. Do you see Gordy going off on 360 talking about he not playing Origin and all that sort of stuff?
What did he say?
And then
he said, talk about Madge.
Yeah, he said a crack of Madge. He goes like, you wouldn't know, like something around you wouldn't know about Glass Houses because you didn't play it.
Was Madge on there?
No.
Oh, was he just saying about like roundabouts?
Braith was winding him up.
Always.
But Gordy was saying it with a smile on his face. He was obviously handling it really well. But, you know, it's got to be, it's been an entertaining part from Madge, in my opinion. And I guess for a couple of years there, I'd say it's one part that sort of let New South Wales down in a way, which was
Freddie being with Channel 9?
very diplomatic.
Yeah.
It was very diplomatic, and they were going in and working together every Sunday. So I feel like Billy's been a little bit more prickly than he's been.
Yeah.
Madge is obviously having fun with it. It's his first series, so there's less pressure on him.
And he's not on any side, right? So the thing is with Freddie, because he was with Channel 9, he was brushing Fox Sports and everything. Why do you think Buzz and all that were having a crack at him all the time?
Yeah.
So he's on the other side with Channel 9. Fox Sports was never supporting New South Wales.
No.
Because they didn't like it, because he didn't do any interviews, declined interviews and shit, was just being like, fuck off, you know what I mean? Doing all the interviews with
Brandy
Channel
would
9.
do it, wouldn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Brandy would do all that sort of stuff, and because Brandy's with Fox.
Yep.
And Freddie's like, nah, fuck it. And like they hated that. Now, like, because Madge is there and he's very diplomatic. He's not on any side. That's why like everyone's just like in on it.
That makes
Everybody.
sense.
It makes that's why it's good like that.
Yeah.
So that's what's built it up.
Yeah.
And as I said, he said Glass Houses. Look at the media just run with it for fucking 4 weeks because the players don't say shit anymore, which is good. They lock in. They're all concentrated. Get to game 3. Say what the fuck you want.
Love it, love it. The energy's going to be up in this game. I think it's
I
going
can't
to be
wait.
nice and heated. The players not saying anything at the moment, but they're going to show us on next Wednesday.
mad, I can't
So I'm looking forward to Monday, catching up with Piercy as well. He's going to come down and break down the game as well. All right, let's get to the footy for the weekend, though. It's a short round. Kicking off with the Dolphins versus the Rabbitohs at KO Stadium. Trey Fuller, this is on tonight. Trey Fuller will wear the number 1 jersey again with Hamiso out, while Jack Bostock returns from his concussion. The loss of Jeremy Marshall-King brings in Max Plath to the hooking role, Kenny Bromwich to start at lock, Tavita Pangai Jr. starts at prop in place of Felice Kafusi. Josh Kerr, Ray Stone, and Sean O'Sullivan joined the bench for the Dolphins. As for the Rabbitohs, Dry Gray is the straight swap for Latrell, while Michael Cheekham comes into the starting side for Cam Murray on that right edge. Liam LeBlanc is the new face on the bench.
LeBlanc.
So I have on the tab, sorry, not me, the tab, the wagering sponsor of this show, as I find the odds, $1.65 about the Dolphins, $2.25 about South Sydney. It's at KA Stadium. The line is 3.5. I will start, mate. I have gone Souths plus 3.5.
Yeah,
because I think it's going to be close, and I'm going to go Keon Kalolmatangi, my dog of the week from a couple of weeks ago, at $4.25 any time for a bit of gin.
I like what Souths is doing, and I like even though Cam Murray's missing, Cheekham's been playing pretty good.
He played good,
but they've been doing the job without Cam anyway. That forward pack's been on Moale, Kepe. Jai Arrow, Kalolmatangi, like they've been getting the job done.
They have been.
And then you got Cody Walker and you got Jack Whiten. Come on, that's enough. That's enough class. Damien Cook to get you around the park and score a few tries. I know the Dolphins work hard. They're going to be hard to beat. They're going to be there in the 75th minute. But I just think Souths have too much class for him.
Hamiso big out.
Massive. He's massive. He's big. I know that young Fuller does a job.
Yep.
I just think they work their asses off, right? The Dolphins, but they're going to lack that X factor because of the hammer.
Did you see the reporter yesterday asked, it was a giggle, he must have a really good relationship with Wayne. He opened up the press conference yesterday by going to Wayne, hey Wayne, is Souths going to be 1-17 this week?
Did Wayne laugh?
Yeah, he started off like pissed off, and then he had a bit of a cheeky smile to himself, and he said
That's good.
Yeah, I thought that was a really nice touch. And people have been talking a lot about the South's rise, the Dolphins dipping.
Yeah.
I was listening to SEN on the way through, and I thought Brandy summarised it best. yes, it's a factor that Souths are playing a lot better with Wayne on the way because there's accountability now and there's a clear direction. So Souths players have upped their level, but I don't think it's affected Dolphins in any way because Wayne's still in the building. They knew he was leaving. It's just what's happened to the Dolphins in the last couple of
If you're going to pick one team to slide out of the 8 right now,
Dolphins.
who would you pick? Dolphins or Sharks?
Because I was going to get to my point. Hamaso's a big loss, but Jeremy Marshall-King is even bigger.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
I think he's a really good number 9 in the competition.
Oh,
All right. On Friday night at 8 p.m, we have the Sharks versus the West Tigers at PointsBet Stadium. Braden Trindle shifts to the 7 jersey and Daniel Atkinson will wear the 6 in place of Nico. Sione Katoa returns on the wing after he had concussion protocol. Teague Wilton starts in the back row for Sifa Talakai, who's been suspended, with Jesse Calhoun and Braden Hamlin Uele, the new faces on the bench. West Tigers have Alexander Lobb comes in on the wing with Solomona Fatape shifting into the centres. Justin Olam is sidelined by a knee injury. Justin Matamua has dropped to 18th man and his place on the bench will be taken by Ruben Porter. Cronulla are $1.44 favourites at home. West Tigers are $2.80. The line is 7.5. Mace, where are you going on this game?
Does the slide continue for the Sharks?
It's a very hard game to pick off the back of the form over the last couple of weeks because Sharks have been slipping so much. You expect a response, do you?
I'm expecting a response.
Yeah,
I'm expecting a response. A team coached by the great Craig Fitzgibbon, who is defensively orientated like himself, is you just can't let these games slip. It's the Tigers. I mean, no disrespect to the Tigers, but they're beatable with that team.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
I'm on the Sharks minus 7.5. I'm on Atkinson to score any time at $3.25. The reason I'm on the Sharks is I think we're going to get a response. I think maybe the Nico injury is a bit of a blessing in disguise for not only Nico but the team, and they can just get rid of all that anxiety that was associated with having Nico on the team and really just worry about what needs to be done. And that's not the result, but the next play and moving on with the next play and just competing.
Yeah, I like Teague Wilton back in the team.
Yeah, so
he was outstanding at the start of the year. I know Sifa Talakai is an absolute beast, but when they had that rotation from him coming off the bench and being in the middle and then just really destroying that ruck, I think it fucked. Like when he got injured, the balance was all over the shop. He's running really good lines on him and Nico, they fucking bang both sides of the ruck. Yeah, I like it. You know, their props need to do a job, man. Like Royce Hunt needs to get some 20+ minutes out in the middle, some quality minutes. We need some from that big man because he's so damaging. Just needs to get those minutes up. Oregon Kafusi's been doing a job. Blake Brayley's been. Their team's stacked.
I reckon it's their back five.
Their back five has been down, and I'm expecting a real big bounce back game. You got everyone there. Mulatalo, Iro, Ramey and Katoa, Kennedy, when they're going good, their back five's making 150 plus, and one of them usually getting over 200 metres, a Katoa or a Mulatalo. So they need to get back. Yep. You know, because you know why? It helps the big boys because the big boys can't get through so many minutes, massive minutes. When the back five, when they kick it on their just say 10, and they can get to at least the 30 or 40 on the third hit up, then the boys are already back with that third and fourth hit up. Boom, then get back on the kick chase. And that's how they get into those arm wrestles. So helps the big boys out a lot because they have the biggest team in the comp. Yeah, good point. I'm with you. And also, they got a lesson at Leichhardt at the start of the year. Craig Fitzgibbon will be showing a lot of that tape this week too. 100%.
All right, the Titans versus the Eels, Saturday, 5:30 p.m. at Seabar Super Stadium. Jaden Campbell returns and AJ Brimson is listed as 18th man. Josiah Paholu takes over at prop for Mo Fotuaika.
Goes good, the young kid.
Haas returns. Yeah, I like him. I really like him. Phil Sammy has been named on the interchange after missing last week with a calf strain. I dare say him and Brimson ended up playing somewhere at the expense of maybe Beaufort moving back to the back row. I reckon that makes a lot of sense. And maybe one more other change. Maybe who's Khan Pereira? Who's the other wing? So Khan Pereira. Who are the wingers? Have you got them in front of you for the Titans?
Fafita.
Jojo Fafita and the side Brian Kelly. There's some tweaking to be made, or maybe even Brimo comes off the bench as the 14th man in the 14 jersey.
I like the Titans.
So do I,
mate. I don't know why, but their defence, what they did last week, has just showed me that they're going to another level.
They are.
It's all coming together.
As for the Eels, Dijon Arce takes over at halfback with Lorenzo Mulatalo, the brother. He's twin brother of Ronaldo.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So do you think...
They don't even look alike. Do they?
They're not identical. They're not
identical, yeah.
Do you think being in a position like this where you are Parramatta, you're nearly at the bottom of the table, is it season over? What are you trying? Are you playing for contracts? Are you playing to try and we've still got that mathematical hope? You know what I mean? Like we've all been in these positions before. It's like fuck. Then you start playing as an individual. You're not playing as a team.
Yeah,
that's where they're at right now.
Yep, good
That's where they're at, and I'm like, the Titans still think they're trending up. They think they're a chance of trying to get to the 8. They think they're a chance.
That's a great point because there's clearly direction and a leader at the club at the moment. Now they've just Parramatta have just found their new leader and their coach for the future. So it'd be interesting to see the reaction from the players and the buy-in and maybe the messaging that they get. I'll just quickly finish off the players that are in as well because Blaise Talangi moves from the wing to the centres with Lorenzo making his debut. I like that. Sean Russell drops to reserves. Charlie Geimer, who was outstanding, earns a starting spot at lock, while Matt Dury is also in the starting side for Sean Lane, who goes to the bench. Luca Moretti joins the bench in place of Junior Barlow, who's out for the season as well with that foot injury. So
big loss, man. Junior.
You're on the Gold Coast Titans. Yeah. With the tab, they're $1.42, mate. $2.90 about Parramatta Eels. The line is -7.5, and I'm on that as well.
Parramatta's liable to come out and just fucking pump someone as well.
They've got the
They're so dangerous. That's what I mean. That's why it's hard to back against them. This is a hard game because I like the Titans. They're trending up. Parramatta's at a position where they're like, fuck, boys, the season's probably over. But you never think that. Yeah. We're thinking that because we've been in a position like that. So subconsciously they're sitting there going, fucking, we'll just get through this season, fucking pretty much write it off. Play your best football. They're not giving up. Not saying any chance at all that they're going to give up, but it's when the game's in those grinds, those high-speed grinds, when you just, those little effort plays, they mightn't be there.
Yeah.
And the Titans might be like, let's fucking go. Young, energetic team, led by Fozzie.
Do you think the Titans can beat them by more than 8? Or do you think it's going to be closer than that?
Yeah, they can.
Oh, you think? Okay, I thought you were leaning the other way because I am as well.
I just think it's either the Parramatta pump them or they just get pumped.
All right, I'm on Titans -7.5, and I'm on Jaden Campbell anytime try scorer. The Broncos versus Dragons on Saturday at 7:35 p.m, and that is at Suncorp Stadium. So for the Bronx, Tristan Saylor and Tyson Smoothie join the starting lineup with Xavier Wilson moving to prop in the absence of Reece Walsh, Pat Carrigan and Payne Haas, while Tony Staggs is back from personal leave to partner Dean Mariner in the centres. The hamstring injury to Jock Madden sees Josh Rogers take over, who is not the son of Matt Rogers, and Jordan Ricky returns from suspension in the back row. Blake Mozer is the new man on the bench. As for the Dragons, Michaeli Ravalawa returns on the wing, while Jesse Marshke takes over at halfback. Raymond Fatela-Mara returns after missing last week's game, so Luch reverts to the bench.
Yeah.
The Tab have got this game slight favourites to the Broncos at $1.53. Dragons at $2.50. The line is 5.5.
I like St George.
Ooh.
Yeah. They were in that game up to their neck with 15 minutes to go, and then like Roosters just put like 20 points on them.
The scoreline didn't do it justice.
Yeah, it didn't do it justice. They were in that game and just let it slip. And I think if you're going to beat the Broncos, it's now.
Yeah.
You're not going to beat a full strength Broncos. And you got it right now, and they're playing okay, St George. They got everyone available, apart from Zach Lomax, but
Ben Hunt as well.
Then Benny Hunt.
Yeah.
Even it up. That changed my mind a bit now. But I think the Broncos have got too much out.
Yeah.
They've got some big dogs out there. So yeah, I think St George can get them. If they're going to get them, they get them now. And they need to win. They need to stay in this hunt.
Who, the Dragons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so do the Broncos. I've got Broncos -5.5.
Sorry. I keep thinking the Bronx are top 4. They're fucking coming 12th.
Yeah. That's all right.
Hey, good.
I'm not backing this with any confidence.
I'm going to go St George.
I had to pick someone, so I'm Broncos -3.5.
It's a terrible game to back up.
Very tough, very tough. I'm on Dean Mariner anytime try scorer as well. I love him. I think he's a real player of the future. I think this could be his position moving forward with what's going to happen with Tony Staggs and one of the Selwyn Cobbo moving forward as well. Right. All right, the last game is the Willie Mason Cup. We have Seagulls versus the Knights. Yes. Sunday 4 p.m. at 4 Pines Park. Seagulls have moved Tom Trbojevic back to fullback with Tolokola facing a stint on the sidelines. Tommy Talau moves to the centres. Lehigh Hopewadi comes on the wing. Jamie Humphries is the new halfback in Daly Cherry Evans' absence. Carl Lawton, Nathan Brown joined the back row in place of Jake Trbojevic and Ben Trbojevic. Corey Waddell, Gordon Chen Kum Tong, and Clayton Farlowo.
Fuck, there's some names.
The bench. Yeah. Tongue twisters fucking galore there. The Knights, a new look backline for Adam O'Brien with Kalen Ponga, Bradman Best, and Dane Gagai all out on origin duty. So Inari Tuala. Oh, he's nursing a calf injury as well. So
it's going to be a fucking tough watch. I know that.
Sunday ticket.
Oh, the Sunday ticket. You're killing me.
Fletcher Sharp. He's comes in at fullback. Christian Papalangi is on the wing. Dylan Lucas goes in the centres with Thomas Can't.
Get it out.
No, that was a G up. I was fucking
I know.
Phoenix Crossland returns from concussion and Hooker and Adam Elliott comes in at lock. So Mutters Croker reverts back to the bench.
I don't know. Where's it at?
4 Pines.
Fuck yeah, Manly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. On a Sunday, they're hard to beat.
Had a quick one. Before we move on as well, I just want to talk about Jimmy Reed, L1 from day one. Always reaches out, Jimmy. He's got a question every week. Jimmy, I hear you every week. Love you, Jimmy. Tom Trbojevic to fullback already.
Don't like it.
Hate it.
Don't like it.
Hate it. I hope it's
like
a late change. We see
Ruben or Hopper. Yeah.
Hopewadi, maybe Tommy Talau or Ruben Garrett go back to the
If you care about your players and you care about Tom, he's not playing fullback. If you saw last week.
Not in a game like
not
this.
Not fucking this game, mate. You can't. No. Centres for at least the rest of the year.
Yeah. And Lehigh's been doing a really good job filling as well.
A lot of skills.
Yeah.
Smaller, but who cares? He's got skills. His skill set's massive.
Mate, smaller fullbacks. Look at Fletcher Sharp across the other side. Trey
He's like a little Pappenhausen. He's the next Pappenhausen, a little Sharp. Reminds me of Pappy. Slightly built, little mullet, just fucking flows through everything, slides through fucking holes. Yeah, he's got it.
It's the mullet and the short area quickness.
Yeah. Sure. I think I'm only going Manly because it's a 4 Pines.
Yeah.
And they're fucking hard to beat there.
Yeah. All right.
And it's going to be tough.
I'm going Manly as well, but with no confidence. -7.5.
Drop goal.
I am on Molly Olakau'atu anytime.
Yeah, he scored 2.
I think he's going to be playing pissed off in this game.
Damaging.
He's the difference. Got a couple of origin players for Manly, and I think they'll be the difference.
Yep.
My Levels Punters Club Bets Friends special for this week is I have Manly versus Knights. This game, total points unders. I think there's going to be a lot of mistakes in this game.
Fucking hell.
I think
if it rains...
it's going to be very sloppy. So I've gone total points under 48.5 with either Dylan Lucas or Ruben Garrick to score in the first 6 minutes for a bet of $5 from the traders with a max bet of
6
$25.
minutes?
60 minutes.
60.
Did I say 6?
Yeah, you said 6. I was like, that's solid.
Well, that's important that I get that out. 60 minutes.
60, guys. 60.
6 minutes is hard for Dylan Lucas and Ruben. I bet you are.
Fuck, if that happens.
Responsibly, of course, between me and you, we'll have a side bet. One of them score in the first 6 minutes. All right. As always, we want everyone to be playing safe during the footy season. So please keep front of mind what are you really gambling with. And for free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858. Enjoy this shortened round of NRL. Mace, enjoy your trip up. And we'll see you on Wednesday up at Origin. And we'll get into it. And we'll be back on Monday with Mitchy Pearce to break everything down Origin.
See you guys.